This is Glasgow Rangers Nation. I am Owen James, and this is all your latest Rangers news, guys. We're going to look, obviously, ahead this week. We've got a lot coming up for the club this week. We've got the game on Thursday at Ibrox against Lyon, a return of Rangers Thursday nights to Ibrox against a very good Lyon side with some very talented players in that side. We'll talk about that closer to the time. Also, we have got the game on Sunday at a rather bizarre time kickoff on a Sunday evening against St Johnstone. I know many people are looking forward to that kickoff time. Obviously, coming off the back of a pretty poor performance on Sunday. I hear people saying, well, yeah, it's a win and just take the win, and if we win ugly and that's enough. But I think the kind of loss here is that it's not just about the 3 points. Yes, it is. The 3 points are exceptionally important, of course, but the performance needs to improve. Play like that against a decent side. Play like that against Celtic and even to some extent Aberdeen. I think we get our arses handed to us on a plate. We'll talk a little bit more in another video about Philippe Clement and his post-match comments. But news today, or news yesterday and today, obviously, about Ridvan Yilmaz. Obviously, the left back, the Turkish left back, who has missed an awful lot of time injured at the club and is endangered of becoming the kebab roof of Rangers. Yes, that's a very bad Turkish kebab joke. Yes, I know. But he is apparently returning to training this week. Now, Clement spoke previously, didn't he, about the fact that Ridvan was, part of, obviously, was part of an individual training program, was working on that individual training program and was working in terms of, getting his own fitness back and getting back to injury after a grade 3 thigh muscle tear. All of that coming as a result of just taking a shot, which seems pretty incredible. How much power did he try and put through that ball? Ridvan Yilmaz, obviously, is a very, very talented footballer. I mean, look, yes, I know his injury history is not great. I know that is a major issue. That is a major issue with Ridvan, and it's always going to be a major issue with Ridvan. I think, he clearly has, a weakness there, but he is a very, very talented player. And I know there's Rangers fans out there that want Ridvan's soul because obviously, we can't continue to keep sick notes in the squad. We can't continue to keep people who are going to keep continually injured in the squad. I get that. I'm 100%. But, until January, the players that we have in this squad are the players that we are going to have to go with until then. We haven't got any options, and we don't really have the luxury, I don't think, of kind of writing players off. I know Yanis Hadji has to some extent been written off by Philippe Clement and the club, but look, we realistically don't have that luxury, and we certainly can't afford to just let players kind of just sit there and not participate. So Ridvan will have to obviously play a part. And, yes, he will get back to team training, and we know that Clement will do his usual, where he brings him back slowly into the team from the bench and so on and so forth before he even considers starting him. I think there's a whole, situation around this. Now, I don't think Ridvan can expect to come straight back into the team, given the performances of Hjefte. Hjefte, for me, has been absolutely outstanding so far this season. Has been by far the best fullback at the club, defensively and going forward. He's robust, he's quick, he's good at good set piece delivery, good open play delivery. He's a player that doesn't take any nonsense either. And he's by far, one of our better defenders. And certainly the defence has improved over the last 7 games. I think it's six clean sheets in 7 now, which is absolutely superb. Obviously, a lot of that down to the growing central defensive partnership of John Souttar and Robin Propper. But Ridvan's return, I think, will be a positive, and it will also, I think, give Rangers more options. I mean, yes, and I know a lot of this is around keeping the young Turk fit, but if the situation is that Ridvan is back and we can get him back into this team and we can get him playing back to the level that we know he's capable of, he becomes a real option, a real weapon to be used. I mean, he's a guy who can overlap, he can attack, his set piece delivery is good, his crossing is good, his defensive abilities are good, just like Hjefte. It could even be a circumstance where we play Hjefte at the left wing position. Now, obviously, with the injury to Oscar Cortez, we don't know how long Oscar's going to be out for. Now Nadim Bayrami has played in that 11 role, and there was some slightly worrying comments about Tom Lawrence and him being our number 10 from Philippe Clement the other day. But, Bayrami realistically is the best option at 10. So it gives us the option to push Hjefte further forward at times and use Ridvan in a different way. And I think that gives the manager all those more options. And I think one of the things that Clement does really need to start to do over the next sort of coming weeks, months, etc. of this season to really sort of take Rangers and himself onto the next level is to get that flexibility to his player, fluidity. I mean, the other option, of course, and the other good thing about having Hiefte and Ridvan is. You can have an interchange there. Ridvan can push on, Hiefte drops back to cover, vice versa. So it gives a real flexibility there. And like I said, with the fact that Cortez is out injured, we don't know how long for, the fact that Cortez does seem to be very much made of glass, a bit like Ridvan, really. Where do we get them from? It gives us a better option, another option there. And, I think given the paucity and the lack of wing options that the club have at this moment in time, we saw that on Sunday, didn't we? I mean, Václav Černý was absolutely dreadful on Sunday. He really was. And I think there's a whole debate needs to happen around his position as well. And Bayrami played on the left, but he's not naturally a left winger. That's not naturally his position. He doesn't naturally go outside people. He comes in, he drifts out. That's the way he plays. He's more a 10, he's more attacking sort of wing, wing forward rather than actually being an out-and-out winger. So, having someone like Ridvan back gives us the option to push Hiefte further forward. I mean, yes, there is a whole debate as well around the Robbie Fraser issue. What is going on with young Robbie? I mean, personally, look, I'm nothing against Big Cass, because I thought Big Cass was absolutely brilliant on Thursday against Malmo. But, what message does that send to Robbie Fraser? That, that we'd rather play a guy who's naturally a right back stroke centre half at left back than actually play Robbie Fraser there. Shows a real lack of trust in Robbie to me from the manager. So, look, I think we have options at left back, and I think having Ridvan back will be very positive. There are still a massive amount of questions over the squad and a massive amount of questions over who plays, where they play, when they play, how they play, and how the manager sees them and views them. And I think the manager has a massive number of question marks over him as well, given his comments and the fact that he does seem to, a lot of the time, for me, Clement seems to, just kind of contradict himself in what he says. I want to give young players a chance, then doesn't. For me, it's about fostering young talent. With 4-0 up against Ross County, he brings Kieran Dowell on instead of Bailey Rice. He doesn't bring Fraser on, he doesn't bring McKinnon on. Yet, for me, it's kind of an inconsistency. You can't sit there in a presser and say, I'm about developing youth, I'm about bringing young players through, and then not actually do it. It's disingenuous. It really genuinely is. But having Ridvan back is a very positive piece of news. Guys, let me know what you think. I mean, obviously, I don't think he won't be fit for Thursday or Sunday, but certainly we'll be back after the international break. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, please smash the like, smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing, and drop that comment. We are the people.